So, imagine you are trapped in a mysterious forest dimension after you build your beautiful diamond house that you definitely didn't get in creative. What would you do? Well, probably try and survive. And that's exactly what the situation is like here. I'm trapped in a dimension known as the Twilight Forest. One of the most challenging dimensions. Maybe even more challenging than the Nether. I don't know. Will I survive? Well, yeah. Also, this is a summary of my series called Stranded in the Twilight Forest. I recommend seeing the full series though, as there's a lot more covered in those videos rather than this summary video. So, I definitely recommend checking them out before watching this full video. Also, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed and liked this video, because I spent a long time on it. So, enjoy. So, episode 1. First couple of days, didn't really do much. Although there was this mysterious dark forest I approached that had strange black tentacles, so I probably should stay away from it. Also, some trees were on fire. I don't know why, but I did all the basic stuff. Punch wood, mine stone, got a different type of meat. And apparently deers make cow sound. Why is it making cow noises? I didn't know that. Hey, I even got some iron, and I found a location for my home, near a well, and then had a good sleep. Episode 2, smelted some iron, and this strange meat, venison, and then I got an iron axe, an iron pickaxe, and I found this firefly jar hanging from a tree, so I decided to get it and put it on the table. It's a pretty nice decoration. Then I got loads of iron, and a little blue guy came up to me. And he told me that you should subscribe. So I made some iron armor, and then I heard thunder, which made the foundation of my house, and tried to keep it as symmetrical as possible. For you people who complain about Minecraft houses not being symmetrical, I tried. I put some rose bushes outside the house, and I gave these chickens a safe new home. They could be killed by a wild animal, you know? I was just trying to save them for something else. And then I made a little farm and demolished some trees. Yeah, I am a leading factor of deforestation apparently, because my crops weren't growing because there's not enough light. Then I saw a mysterious structure which I would come back to later. Episode 3, I have nothing written down for this, but I built a house except for a roof. For some reason I built it loads of episodes later, like nearly the last episode. I got pretty low from a skeleton because I was bad, and so I made a shield. Episode 4. Today I went to that mysterious maze structure, but first I needed better stuff. I got some diamonds and a bunch of other ores, made diamond, sword, and a pickaxe. And I got this cool cicada, I don't know, and it sung a cool song. Well, I think it's cool anyway. I got full iron, galpals, and I approached the maze. Oh, it is Naga. Hi, Naga. The Naga, our first boss of the Twilight Forest. Overall, pretty good fight. Had some close calls though, and I think this boss is very cool. Each time you get like health state off, it starts to disappear and get smaller and smaller. And I got the Naga trophy, and I put it on my head. and it looks pretty cool. And I got these Naga scales, which I could use for armor. And I got a lot of these cool stones, which I'd later use for maybe a trophy room? I don't know. In episode 5, I made some glass for my house, and I made this thing called a magic map focus. And I got some sugarcane for paper, which I needed for this magic map that I was gonna get. So I got a raven feather by killing an innocent, unsuspecting raven, and used it to create a map focus and the magic map. It showed me the location of structures where bosses lie and some other landmarks like cave. I found a swamp on the magic map, but when I went to it I got swarmed by mosquitoes, so I just figured there must be some curse in this place that was preventing me from going there. And I found a little blue rat, and he had a book telling me that I had to go to Pointy Rift Tower. I found that tower, and in this tower there was loads of chests and potions and really good loot, like this peacock feather fan, which I didn't really know what it is, but it turns out it blows enemies away. I decided to come in from the outside and climb up the tower rather than going up the tower the normal way, so I wouldn't be swarmed by mobs. So I went up by water and jumped down, and there he was, the Twilight Lich. But I couldn't attack him with my sword or arrows because he had shields. He had this little force field shields, and I had to deflect these ender pearls to break down shields. But he had decoy clones, which also shot fireballs, which did a ton of damage, and it was very annoying. Eventually it became glitched. He just went outside and then became glitched. But I found out the decoys still worked. They still shot ender pearls, and I realized I could deflect the decoys ender pearls at the Lich's shield. I saved and quit, and he was working again. Is this my Turner IQ brain showing? Activated his second phase. His shields were now gone and he was vulnerable. But he was summoning zombies, so I couldn't really get to him. And now I can melee him and shoot him with a bow. And I got him really low. He had a golden sword, and I fell down a hole. And an invisible zombie followed me into that hole. I ended up fleeing from this invisible zombie, but it was quite close, and I defeated the Lich. I got his trophy and a cool staff, which I didn't know it did. So I went strip mining the next day and found some more diamonds. It turns out I was sort of lucky because I mined dirt to go into this cave, and I found 4 diamonds. I got enough for an enchantment table and a chestplate after mining for a bit, but for some reason I didn't make a chestplate, and this is a big mistake. But I got enchanted tools from the enchantment table, and I went to the swamp. And in there I found a labyrinth, but little did I know, I was not ready for this labyrinth. And I got trapped in a corner with minotaurs surrounding me, and this wasn't good. But eventually I took them down and I ran. And I found these little treasure rooms which had like some cool stuff. Maze wafers, steel leaf armor, which is like diamond armor, I think. And I found the bottom floor. And as soon as I went down there, I got jumped by minotaurs. Very nice. I found the boss and cheesed him because he just sat there. He didn't like break blocks. I think it would be a lot harder if he would break blocks. And now the miner shroom was down. I just killed it. And call me Theseus, I guess. I don't know. I just have a thing in my notes that says Theseus joke, please. Okay. Episode 7. After defeating this Minishroom, I got a very powerful diamond minotaur axe, which did extra damage while running. And I got this cool Minishroom trophy, and I put it on my head. It looks really, really cool. So, basically, there are 9 bosses in the Twilight Forest, 3 of which we have defeated first. Each boss we defeat unlocks a new area or biome in the Twilight Forest. When they go to a place or biome, like the Dark Forest, that shoots out tentacles at you, and the swamp with the mosquitoes, there's a restriction, and you have to defeat a boss to unlock the next area. I made better armor this episode. I decided to not really go for bosses or action. I decided to relax. And for my next quest, I guess, I needed every color of wool. But I already had a lot of colors of wool because I think different colored shape are more common in the Twilight Forest. And I got all the colors eventually, except for black. I couldn't find black for some reason. And I found this mysterious house. And these skeletons wielding golden hose came out and shot poison at me. Just stay away from there for the time being. And I went looking for the Enchanted Forest. This is where my next quest. So I went looking for the Enchanted Forest. This is where I would meet the questing ram. And this is a friendly little guy who you give all colors of wool, and he gives you a lot of valuables. I found a spider maze on my way and decided to loot it. It wasn't that hard. I know I said I wouldn't do a lot of action or bosses, but it was really easy to defeat. I went near this Podzol biome, but I got burned. I don't know what it really was. A little blue rodent came up to me and gave me a book. And it turns out I had to come back here in a later time. And after some searching, I finally found the Enchanted Forest. And I got this cool rainbow tree, which looked very nice. And then I found the questing ram and gave all my wool. Yet, I had no black wool, so I couldn't complete it. The quest was on for the blah blah black sheep in episode 8, and I instantly found him. As soon as I started recording, I instantly found him. And I took a million screenshots, because I was very proud of my findings. And I donated the last piece of wool to the questing ram. And I got a diamond block, gold block, emerald block, and lapis. And I got a mysterious yet cool horn. I didn't know what it did. And I got the questing ram trophy, which looked kinda goofy. I assaulted their chicken for no reason, and that was the ram completed. So I made a little house for the blah blah black sheep to honor him. On the way back I explored a bit, and I found another swamp and a huge mushroom biome. And this massive mushroom castle. I thought of actually moving my house to live there, but I never ended up doing that. But now I sort of wish I did. So I went back to Twilight Lich Tower, and I got stuff like bookshelves. And I used these bookshelves to get books and craft more bookshelves. And I used this for the enchantment trophy, and I used this for an enchantment room. And then I developed a trophy room. Time lapse commence. Episode 9. This episode was to prepare for our next boss, the Hydra. Firstly, I slaughtered chickens, because they were so annoying. They made a stupid noise, and then I got loads of levels from killing mobs and other stuff, and then enchanted all my stuff. I maxed out my bow, and defeated another Naga. Easily. And I found a spawner with a name tag and saddles, which I didn't really know what to use with the saddle, but I ended up using them later. And I made an anvil and made really good Naga leggings, which had protection 3 already on them. I went to the snowy biome to defeat one of the bosses, the Alpha Yeti, and he shot me with an ice bomb. Now we move away and just spam our No, stop coming towards me. Stay back. Ooh. Okay. Okay, I can attack it. Spam. Yeah, cry. I did so much damage to it, it started crying. And it lifted me up and threw me up. But I killed it and got Alpha Yeti fur and some ice bombs. Then, massacred an entire race of Yetis. Let's kill some of you. I made Alpha Yeti boots with the fur. These boots were pretty good because they had feather falling 4, which is amazing. And I found out I can make Arctic armor with the other Yeti fur. And it was dyeable, so I dyed it orange, which is my favourite colour. And I put it on an armor stand because I wasn't really going to wear it, but it looked cool at least. But then I decided to fight another Alpha Yeti to get a Yeti helmet as well. Episode 10. Today was a midday. I was going to actually fight the Hydra. But first I need to prepare a little bit more. I made a diamond, gold and iron block for this thing called a Mazor map, which I never really used. I made it for profits, but didn't actually make any. So it's just a waste. But I got an achievement. So I went back to the Minotaur Labyrinth to go to a vault. The vault is located at the bottom floor, and the maze map was look for the vault, indicated by a grey square. It contains very valuable loot, and I can have a chance of it containing an amazing pickaxe called the Maze Breaker, and other amazing loot, which would help me defeat this Hydra. Now this sounds absolutely amazing, but did I get it? We just found it. No! Well, I had to fight the Hydra without the stuff, but I brought a speed potion I got from looting the labyrinth and drank it. So the fire breath and explosions were quite hard to hit me, so I could evade it easily. I shot it down with my bow and realized some arrows bounced off, but it turns out I was too far away from it. I took down a head. Well, if you know the myth, you probably know what happens next. 2 grew in its place. I ran around in a circle and it couldn't hit me, and I eventually... Has 5 heads launched already. That was the victory arrow. 'Tis dead. Defeated the Hydra. I got these things called Hydra Chops, and these actually give you regeneration, and they completely fill your hunger bar, which is just really good. And I got this thing called Fiery Blood. And on my way back, I decided to look around this fiery swamp place, and I found these cool things called fire jets. They dispense fire, and I took them because they look really cool. There's also smoke ones, which also look very cool. They just dispense smoke. And a new addition to the trophy room. In episode 11, I planned to go back to the labyrinth vault, because last time didn't go so well. Firstly, I made fiery ingots out of the fiery blood which the Hydra dropped. And if you combine them with iron, it makes fire ingots. And I used a blaze rod, and I made this fiery sword, which had fire aspect, which is very cool, and actually did a lot more damage than the diamond sword. And I decided to test it out on an instant chicken. Lovely. So I headed to another labyrinth and went in. I opened my maze map and looked for the downstairs, and also got some pretty nice stuff from the other loot rooms. And I went down and found the grey square, and this time I actually had a plan, so I didn't blow the place up. My plan was to take out the TNT first, and then grab the loot and run. And I got some really good stuff from this. It was absolutely amazing stuff. And I got the maze book. Very nice. And while I was there, I might as well just kill the mushroom, so I did it. And then I went and killed another Yeti. And then I went out and looted these things called tree mazes, which spawned in trees. They're literally just, not tree mazes, tree dungeons. They literally just are in trees. And there were spiders, little baby spiders, which really annoyed me. And in these tree mazes, you can actually find these things called magic saplings, which had cool effects when you planted them down. Episode 12. I planted the magic trees I got. There are 4 magic trees: Tree of Transformation, Tree of Time, the Minor Sapling, and the Tree of Sorting. Tree of Transformation makes a little sound and turns the grass blue. Tree of Time speeds up crop growth, and in my opinion, it's the best.
It's a pretty nice noise.
Never mind, it's not the best. The Minor Sapling's the best, because it lifts up ores and stones, and you're gonna get a lot of diamonds from this thing.
Ooh.
The Tree of Sorting, it sorts out chests. It's alright, I guess. I made a fence around the little farm I made, which I never use. I don't even know why I haven't, but it looks cool. I made an uncrafting table. I mean, what it does is in the name. So many diamonds. I'm a millionaire. Maybe even a billionaire. I went back to the snowy biome where the Yeti was at. But this time, I had better plans. There's an ice biome in this place. And on this ice biome, there's a huge palace. And penguins. I went to this icy place and then climbed up the Aurora Palace. And from this place, there was some pretty nice loot. A glass sword, which did 40 attack damage. That's insane. And there was these exploding ice guys, which when they exploded, they let out concrete. I don't really know what the point of them was, but they're pretty cool. And there's these floating armor guys, which were annoying. And I got this thing called an ice bow and an ender bow. I don't really know what the ice bow does. I think it like slows them down or something. I never really used it. And the ender bow, when you shoot to someone, it teleports to them. I didn't really use the ender bow much, but I should have used them. I decided to scale the tower when I was very high up and mined into the Snow Queen lair. So I took advice from Obi-Wan and I had the high ground, Snow Queen. I shot her with my bow and went down with the sword for the final kill.
Sword. What are you gonna do? Stand still. Oh. Whoa. Snow.
But I sort of not thinking about it, I sort of want to fight her again, because I sort of just cheesed her. I got this thing called the Secret Bow and the trophy, but the Secret Bow was alright. It looked cool, but it wasn't too good. There was another bow that she can drop called the Tri-Bow, which basically shoots 3 arrows at once. And I started to loot around, see if there's any more glass swords and more bows, because bows are cool. And there's lots of good enchantments. The Secret Bow homes in on targets. It didn't really seem to though, I don't know why. Episode 13, I made a nice path outside my house. Today's addition to the trophy room, the Snow Queen. And I made a little throne out of Aurora blocks from the palace. And this time I got pet. I know a boar named Rupert. I always name my pet pigs Rupert for some reason. And this is his cousin, Rupert. I went to the skeleton house to farm bones. And with those bones, I got a pet dog. And yellow collar named Bonzo. And I got another dog named Finley, which is my dog's name in real life. Finley was the house dog who just stayed in the house all day.
To be the house dog. You're just gonna be in the house.
And Bonzo was the adventure dog. So I went to the Dark Forest with Bonzo to defeat the next boss. I found the structure, which is the Phantom Knight stronghold, where the Phantom Knight is. And there were some mobs around. But this is where it all took a bad turn. Because there was this little stupid guy who decided it was a good idea to kill Bonzo. And I wanted revenge. I was having no mercy. So I killed everything. And I found the boss room. I killed them all. They were clones. One was real and it transferred over sometimes. And I had a pretty close call because a lot of them started attacking me. So I sat back with a bow and defeated them. I got my revenge. I avenged you, Bonzo. I got the trophy and some cool chest plates and helmets. And a sword, which looked really, really cool. These knightly swords and knightly picks and just knightly anything, they're really cool. I killed a little guy because he was little. Found a weird thing. And it turns out it's a chest under it. But he would just leave a chest here. I felt like it was a trap. And it turns out it was. There was TNT under it. And I decided to fight another Phantom Knight. Because why not? And I got loads of more anvils. Just very nice. And I got this thing called a block and chain with these little knightly ingots. And this thing was absolutely insane. But it had very low durability. Episode 14. There are so many ores. So I decided to do a little cleanup. I went to this thing called the Magic Cave this day. And there were diamonds and lots of mobs. I got this little thing from one of the chests called Transformation Powder. It feels like these magic caves are an early version of 1.18. I don't know. They just remind me of the 1.18 caves. But in 1.12. I got this thing called ore magnets as well, which suck ores up from the ground, which is kind of insane. And this transformation powder, I decided to use it in one of the chickens. And a penguin. Now, to climb the Towerwood Tower in the Dark Forest.
Here's the entranceway.
But there was a flood in the tower. I don't know why. And there's way more anvils. And in this tower, there's lots of puzzles. And stupid baby gas. And these golems did a lot of damage. Some doors in this tower needed keys, which I found in other parts of the towers. And I got a lot of other treasure, like charms of life, which are basically totems, but you don't need to hold them in their offhand.
Okay.
I got this thing called Experiment 115. This Experiment 115 is sort of like cake, but it was like a meaty cake. I don't know. And I got these cool disappearing trap door things that I later used for a pretty cool door for the house, which I was proud of. I nearly fell off, and if I did, I'd be so angry because then I had to climb the entire thing. I felt like I was going in a circle eventually. I opened the tower key door with my keys, and there were so many anvils. There was some weird puzzle room which made blocks that disappeared and reappeared, and I don't know, I think it was broken because it wasn't leading me anywhere. It was leading me down actually. So I just built up, but something was breaking the blocks. Something was preventing me from getting up there. But I found out it was, and I broke it. So I went around it. And then I was very high up in the air. And there was this room where there's blazes and nether wart. This is very cool. And I later used the nether wart to make a farm. A witch got me very low in poison. Please nurse witch poison. It's so annoying. Nothing to see here. I'm definitely not cheating. So many creepers. I found this weird fence maze puzzle. I didn't know how it worked, so I just went around it. Because if I don't know how something works, I just go around it. I found this cool redstone contraption, but a creeper blew it up. And I was really annoyed by that. But on the next floor, I found another one. I had to push redstone blocks into an obsidian and netherrack block. And diamonds and gold blocks. It's pretty insane. Wait a sec. Whoa. The Urgast.
Oh my god.
I found this thing that sucked the Urgast in. I did a lot of damage to her. And my bow did an enormous amount of damage.
What?
And the Urgast is defeated. Pretty easily actually. It did like barely any damage, but it's a kill boss. It's my favorite boss in Twilight Forest. The trophy was very cool. It's animated, which is very nice. And I got fiery tears, which were the same as fiery blood, so I could make fiery ingots. And carbonite, which I still didn't know it did. I got down by water bucketing emoji, but I missed. But charm of life came in clutch and saved me. I made more fiery ingots, and with the blaze rods I got, I made a fiery pick, which pretty insane. It auto smelts. Now I wish that was in the base game, like an enchantment or something. Episode 15. Soon we defeated the Hydra, the Snow Queen, and the Urgast. We can now venture into the Highlands. Finally, a roof. I'm very proud of that, because it annoyed me for so long. I put glass windows on the roof. They're very nice. And I used the new auto smelter pickaxe for a tree of mining, so I could just auto smelt the iron and gold. I built a nice rainbow leaf border and a little stone arch gateway. And I went to the Highlands. I noticed a huge cloud in the Highlands, and then I found a big cave, and I went down it. And there was these obsidian boxes which I didn't know it did. And there was these huge trolls, and I did a lot of damage. But these trolls dropped magic beans, which I needed. They turned out to be used to create a giant beanstalk. Call me Jack, because I went up the cloud and fought giants. But these are not normal giants. These were giant me's. But they dropped some pretty cool loot. They dropped a giant pickaxe, which would break giant blocks. And I got some giant blocks. And these giant logs could be crafted into 64 wood, which is pretty insane. After defeating, went back into the cave and dug into a huge obsidian box. I figured that must be what the giant pick is for, and mined it in and found loads of loot, including this thing called a lamp of cinders. Episode 16. The final episode, but there were still some things I wanted to do. I put some Uber soil I got from the Highlands right outside my house to test this theory. And, to my genius, it worked. A huge beanstalk in front of my house, which I don't know why I did that. And now I can see for miles. And I fell. I went back to the enchanted forest to say my final goodbyes to the questing ram. And I got this rainbow oak sapling, which is very nice. And the Baba black sheep. I built a beautiful house for him. Why did I do this again? Fiddlehead. This goes on to become my favorite plant. You this random penguin I have? Put a name in the comments, and that's what he's called. I tried to use this experiment 1 month out like cake, making a note, huge success. I put redstone in it, and it did something. I don't know, I just got an achievement for it. I used my ore magnet, and it can just magically pull ores from the ground. That's cool. And this crumble horn, which I got from the questing round, destroys stuff. And makes a cool sheep noise. For some reason I didn't get the magic map achievement. Maybe like corruption or glitch or something like that. So I crafted another one and I got the achievement. There's so much ores. I took a bite out of the experiment 115 and apparently it's regenerating. So that's cool. I made a throne. I am now the self-proclaimed king of the Twilight Forest. And I named a lake called Unnamed Lake because I couldn't think of it. I got a new enchantment room door, which was very cool. I enchanted my diamond tools and sword and put the questing ram trophy on my beautiful throne. I made a huge waterfall. Maybe I should name it Unnamed Waterfall. And I wanted an adventure dogs. I know I said no more, but I want more. But I wouldn't hold any attachment to him, so let's go to the final castle. But there was something stopping me. Thorns were blocking the castle, but I used my lamp of cinders. And rest in peace, unnamed dog. I didn't expect him to die from thorns, and even that quickly. I saw a cool tunnel. I wonder where it leads to. Oh, nowhere. It just leads to more thorns. Oh look, a well. I don't know why I find that interesting. I found the entrance to the castle and these sorcerers poisoned me. But I saw a fence cage and I assumed that's where I had to go. And there's these cool cube guys. He was chill though, he didn't attack me. But I murdered him in cold blood.
Up there and make our way over here to this big bridge. And that will lead me to this big room.
And I found a room with loads of thorns. I went to the main room and there were giants. And I decided to get my giant sword and have a giant sword fight. I found a basement and this place is really cool. I wonder if you can make a house in here. I don't know. I think it'd be a pretty cool house. Maybe there could be like a boss here, because this Twilight Forest actually isn't finished yet. And I got these incinerating doors, which are really cool. And I decided to test out the zombie scepter I got from the Twilight Forest a lot of episodes ago. And it summoned zombie minions. And they took down a giant. But they died. Apparently, after a certain amount of time, they burned to death. Not my loyal zombies. The final boss was here. You win. Oh, there's no final boss. But the Twilight Forest is not finished with a final boss. So I decided to rematch the Twilight Lich, because I had some trouble fighting him, you see. This is my final boss. I summoned one of my loyal zombies and they killed their own kind. I fought the Twilight Lich.
What is up? I'm back. Remember me? Well, I don't think this one remembers me. Why are they burning? I did not... Let's just spawn more of them. Kill them. Oh, they all just died. They've all just died. Oh, I don't know which one's my own.
And with the help of my loyal zombies, even though I got confused sometimes because he also summons them.
I think these are the ones on my own. Oh, I'm actually pretty low.
I threw an ice bomb into the battle and nearly died because I fell and he did a lot of damage. But he's my charm of life.
He's one of my charm of life. Oh, he's getting beaten up by the zombies. Oh!
And he got beaten up by my zombies. Thank you, loyal zombies. And I found this cool spider room, which is quite cool. So, the Twilight Forest is complete. Thank you for watching. I spent a lot of time in this video, so I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Also a reminder to watch the full series, because I think it's quite cool of a series. And if you like this, I'll do more of these. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.